Hello, welcome back. My name is Chris, and I am the Railroad Reseller. Today, I'm going to talk about 10 BOLO items that you can find at garage sales, estate sales, even a Goodwill or a thrift shop. This is stuff that people pass by all the time. You know, I hear criticizing sometimes people will pull up to a yard sale and they'll go, "Oh, this is just couponer stuff." Let me tell you something. I used to be a coupon reseller. I wish I still had some of the coupon reselling stuff I used to have, okay, folks? But today I'm going to show you 10 items that I believe you can quickly find. Now, the way I'm going to break this video down, I'm going to show you 5 items. I'm going to show you some items that have sold recently. Then I'm going to show you the last 5. And then I'm going to, as always, I've explained in other videos, in October, I have my own little sale where I sell off some of my excess stuff. I set up at a church. I get to eat good. I get to sell some stuff. Get to hang out with some people. It's indoors. I can even got a plug-in for electricity around me. But enough of that. Let's talk about some BOLOs, some stuff that you can find to make some excellent money. First of all, let's talk about film. Okay, vintage film that's sealed. Man, it could be some big money. I have done videos before where I drove on a Saturday morning in like light snow. There's a video back in February to go pick up some film off of a lady. She said that others had contacted her because there's other smart eBayers out there too. But anyway, I paid $20 and I made like $70 plus shipping off of her for that old film. So look up for your old vintage seal film. Look it up when you find it out there. But it's out there. I've sold it plenty of times, made lots of good money. Just keep your eyes out for vintage film. Next of all, like I was talking about coupon stuff, look for the soft soap with the little animals inside of them. They came out around 2015, 2016, somewhere in that time frame, because like I said, I used to sell the stuff on coupon reselling. I remember the little animals inside of the soft soap. I'm going to show you pictures of everything so you'll have a visual and something to look up, okay, folks? But there was a soft soap. It had a little animal inside of it. Man, those go for huge money. Okay, reason why I guess people like them for decorative, and you just can't find them. Plus, they were honestly a limited run, okay? But that doesn't mean that at a coupon yard sale and an estate sale, something like that, you can't find those. You can, okay? I used to have plenty of them. Unfortunately, I wish I'd known they were going to be big money one day. I wouldn't have sold them for 50 cents a piece like I did at coupon yard sales. And like I say, stop bashing the coupon yard sales. The next thing I'm going to talk about, along those lines sort of, is Pampers wipes, okay? The empty tubs. I'm talking about the empty plastic tubs that they come in. Even the empties will bring good money, okay? I don't know why Dollar Tree or somebody hasn't picked up on these yet and start making these en masse. These are very handy for a new mother who wants some in a baby's room to distribute them. Those tubs were excellent. And you can still find the people, like I said, coupon yard sales, estate sales. They're still out there. The wipes are still out there. Heck, I've sold multiple tubs over my time once I found out they were worth money. The next thing is these animal hefty paper plates, okay? I'm going to show you a picture of what you're looking for, but they're animal design hefty paper plates, okay? These guys go for anywhere from $30 to $70 a pack. Somebody could have bought some for a kid's birthday party and they never used them, okay? They used one pack, but they didn't use the other. I was recently in an estate sale. I seen some packs of plates. Wasn't animals, but there was packs of plates because they never got used them. It was an older lady. She had bought up paper plates and plastic plates and Christmas plates, and she never got around to use them. So there they was. And this could be the same situation for these animal paper plates. So by all means, the next thing is animal paper plates. And the fifth thing is Windex wipes. I have sold, about last year at this time, I sold multiple packs of Windex wipes, and they keep on going up in value. I could have got him a lot more, but my mom was digging through some of her stuff because she also used to be a coupon reseller. She said she knows now, because I've told her so many times, that look for stuff that's new and sealed that you've had for a little while, and let's look it up before you put it out. These Windex wipes go for crazy money. And like I said, hey, these are the type of stuff that's going to be found in estate sales, a regular yard sale, a church yard sale. I mean, this stuff is crazy money. Now I'm going to show you some items I've sold recently, and we'll talk about 5 more things you need to find. All right, let's go over some things that have sold. Sold a belt buckle here. It's for a coal mining company. It's L&M. Going to a repeat buyer here. This is part of that original lot that I did a video back last November. Another $9 plus shipping on that. Just continue to make money on that. Picked this up at a yard sale Friday. Sold it Saturday at Super Mario Land. We got $13 plus shipping on that. That was a $2 buy. Sold very quickly. The thing about it is, though, today, most of the items I'm going to show you tend to be long-term items. And I want to show you that, you can still have sales despite having long tail items. Sold, speaking of which, sold this Miami Dolphins tie. It's 100% silk. We got $12 plus shipping on the silk tie. I didn't have that for super long in the store, but just give you an idea, ties do sell, but they just take long tail. I honestly sell 6 to 8 ties a year, to be honest with you. So just kind of give you an idea. I've said before in other videos, maybe keep you a little tote of them. I'm not talking about, well, it's kind of like shoebox type totes. I put them, after I photograph them, as you can see, I take and put them in a little bag and stuff, and, put them where they're easy to identify. And that's how I do. And literally, in one of those little shoebox totes, Lordy, you can get 50 ties. I mean, they take up no space. Sold this 7-Eleven retro cap. Picked it up for $1 at a yard sale. Got $9 plus shipping on that. Sold this Pierre Cardin. Pierre Cardin is not that great of a brand, folks. Couple things that helps it. It's 2XLT, but it's got beer on it. Literally beer. And alcoholic type beverages and floral and all kinds of stuff. It's a party shirt. You can put that type of stuff in your listing. Anyway, $12 plus shipping. I picked this up recently at a yard sale for $2. Sold this Brooks Brothers. It's Pima cotton, 16, size 16, 36 length, so it's a tall. Breaks down to about a large tall or an XLT, depending on how it fits. It's a large tall. Anyway, this sat in the store for quite a while, but we did good overall. $15 plus shipping on that. And finally, we got an Eddie Bauer here. It's a women's type fishing vest. I thought maybe had a hood looking thing, but I don't know if that's a hood. I guess it can do with a little hood because women have smaller heads than my big head. But anyway, it's a women's fishing vest or an outdoor vest. You can put all kinds of things in the pockets. $13 plus shipping. I recently picked that up at a Goodwill. It's price at $3.99, but the way it works at my Goodwill right now, if you buy $100 worth of stuff, you get $5 off your next purchase. So that and the 2 items I picked up for $1 a piece were absolutely free. That's my solds for this weekend. If you're enjoying what you're watching, please consider liking and subscribing to this channel. I appreciate every one of you watching this week and tuning in, but it makes the channel grow. It allows me to do so much more. I want to reach more people, and you doing that for me will do that. So let's talk about 5 more things that you can find that will make good sales quickly. So next up is the Merry Mushrooms from Sears. Now, there's the canister sets, there's all kinds of stuff. But the thing is, not only do you have to look for the Merry Mushroom stuff, which is great, but honestly, anything that is vintage with mushrooms on it will sell. I bought a while back, about a year ago, I bought a spatula that had old mushrooms on it. I put vintage mushrooms, Japan, all that. I paid 50 cents for the spatula and I got like $11 plus shipping very quickly. So generally anything vintage with mushrooms on it, because the person that's paying out $500, $600 for a set of canisters, which if you find them, good luck, or anything else that's Merry Mushrooms, will also pay $10 for a spatula or a cutting board or anything else. So please look for vintage Merry Mushroom or vintage mushrooms as a whole. Another thing, now you have to watch out for the current modern stuff that came out just a couple years ago. Didn't catch on quite as good as they thought, so they stopped doing it again. But look for vintage Lisa Frank stuff. Vintage Lisa Frank still sells, okay? The binders, the pencil holders, anything that's vintage Lisa Frank. And most time it'll say the date on it. So just look for the date, Google Lens it or something. But vintage Lisa Frank is good. It's still out there. And it sells for really good values. I found multiple times I found it. So be on the lookout for vintage Lisa Frank. Next, the vintage Carhartt jackets. Yes, I know a lot of people are looking for these now, but folks, I'm still finding them, okay? I need to get them listed. That's on me. That's my problem. But you need to be looking for vintage Carhartt jackets. If you're in a cold area now, if you're watching this and you're in Florida, you're not going to find vintage Carhartt jackets, okay? I'm sorry. But around me, they're pretty plentiful. And it's just get them up there and get them sold. And actually, they'll probably sell locally just as well as they will on eBay. You might not get quite as much, but people in your area, if it's cold, once again, you find them, it's cold, then they'll be able to sell when it's cold. And the nice thing is, when you're out yard selling and it's summertime, that's when you buy them, okay? People's not even looking at them. People's not looking at that rack of jackets. Ugh, it's hot. Why would I want a jacket? But when it's 25 degrees in January, it's putting down ice, they want a Carhartt jacket because they got to get out and this stuff. So vintage Carhartt jackets. The last two, vintage big box computer games and big box like Windows 95, Windows 98, that type of stuff. If you have that stuff, if it's got all the manuals, all that stuff, it's big money. I just recently sold some vintage computer games like Conquer and Command type stuff. Man, that stuff went out the same day I listed it. Took a $10 box, turned it into hundreds of dollars right there. So that's also, and the last thing I'm going to tell you, and I recently sold an item, so I can tell you this works. It's as seen on TV items. That's really good at like an estate sale. You'll be shocked at this day 2, day 3 of a estate sale. You'll be like, God, there's nothing here. Hold on, there's this as seen on TV, I'm sure. And you're going to have to scan this stuff because some of the stuff is just junk. Some of it was overproduced. Some of it ended up at Big Lots or something like that and was, mass produced, mass distributed. So not everything's gold. But look it up. A lot of times it's new in the box. It's never been messed with. You're like your Bibles and your stuff like that. They did that for as seen on TV. I guess I could do that along there as a bonus. You got your Franklin little Bibles and stuff. Those sell good. But as seen on TV is your final thing. As promised earlier, I'm going to show you a little bit of my selling that I sold recently. On the end of that, too, I'm going to tell you, have a great week. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you out. All right, so you'll see here I have a bunch of DVDs for sale. Those are just leftover DVDs. I've got some Harbor Freight tools. I've done shorts on how you can get that stuff for free. I got some Hallmark ornaments. If you've seen, I had a large purchase of Hallmark ornaments. I'm getting rid of the extras. I just did $1 a piece, blew them out to get rid of them. Let's see what else I've got here for sale. Like I said, I'm completely set up with my money and stuff. Got shampoo, got some of my old coupon stuff I used to do. Got some video games. Got a toy that I won here. Like I said, shampoos. Looks like some lotion, some stuff like that. But that's what I set up for the day.